Hello everyone, welcome back to Planescape Torments.
I've learned some new tricks.
We learned some new tricks. Let's talk to Ivana. I do have questions regarding one of the pieces. The Arcadian stained glass window, the screen thing in the top that we saw. A stained glass window found hovering on the third layer of Arcadia 32 years ago, telling a scene that had yet to occur. When the event came to pass, the images faded to leave what you saw behind. It is believed to have captured both the light and darkness from the orb of night and day in Arcadia, then slowly release it, creating a brief but slow fade of dawning and dusk, but only within the glass itself. Orb of night and day, Arcadia. Arcadia is a plane of peaceful order, also known as the land of perfect good. The orb of night and day is a sphere set on the top of Arcadia's highest peak. Each half emits either light or darkness. The turning of the orb gives Arcadia its day and night. And I don't want to go through all this just for lore. The Battle Horn of Akron, that's this thing, right at the bottom. The Cleansing Horn. It is a horn of beaten lead metal drawn directly from the cube of Acheron. It said that the Cleansing Horn last sounded when the companies of the Jackal and the Gouged Eye clans met for their battle at the Disputed Lands. Legend tells us that this horn's power was used near the battle's end to draw the floating cubes together, crushing the routing company of the Jackal before it could escape. Cubes, Acheron. Acheron is a plane of harshly enforced order, while conformity is more important than good. It is composed of gigantic metallic cubes which float through an endless void. Many cubes are large enough that cities or entire kingdoms have been built upon their faces. We know about the Dark Bird of Acanthus, or the Ruby Statuettes. That piece was found in a cathedral in the fertile fields of Elysium, in the first layer, Amoria the Untroubled, where it bordered the river Oceanus. The name of the piece is not known, but the skill and craftsmanship are believed to be one of the most striking examples of gem crafting in the plains. The mere way in which the piece captures, distills, and enhances the light through its facets is part of its breathtaking wonder. It seems to bring to light the possible ideological connections between even the most evil and purest beings in the multiverse. Fascinating. I am just going to go through all of this for my personal interest. The Chitin's animate chain, which is right behind us. That chain comes from the city of Jangling Hitter, not Hitler. The city of chains that hangs in Menoris, third layer of Bator. The chains there are the finest in the multiverse, but the inhabitants of Jangling Hitter are malicious and cruel, using their chains as living weapons against all that enter the city and violate their laws. Chitins move about the city of chains as spiders upon webs, adorned in chains woven tightly around their bodies. Those are the critters. Are those the critters in the brothel? I don't remember. Chitins possess a power known as the Gift of Chains, which allows them to manipulate chains with their minds. It is believed that my Galeria's chain was animated during a battle in which the Chitin controlling it was slain with a cursed hammer. Its life essence then passing into the chain itself. The statue of the Screaming Man that I have the option to break an arm off of. The statue is believed to be the final fate of the Aetherian sorcerer Gangroigadon. I always have trouble with his name at first. No, we know about Gangroigadon. We heard all this before, I know. Alright, he's swearing. One of the paintings, Karasuthran Shoreline. Karasuthra is a layer of the baselands, which is perpetually shrouded in night, filled with all manner of animals that stalk their prey in the darkness. A painter who had fallen in love with the cat lord and followed her to her homeland gave the paintings to me. That's called a furry, and that honestly, that's valid. It's 2025. You can be a furry if you want to. Never did he reveal to me the secrets of their construction. Outland Raiders. Sound fades when you get too close to it, right? That's the gimmick there. An interesting piece, yes? The painter managed the most interesting effect with the forms in the cliff's shadows. The woman who brought me this piece told me that she found it in an abandoned camp in the Outlands. The original painter was never found. Presumably they were slain by the same raiders whose image they captured in the painting. Tell me about Hazazel as a consumption of Engar. This painting is a copy from the wall of one of the gatehouses. Sigil's largest asylum's cell walls. All the occupant could speak was, Hazazel has consumed Engar. Hazazel has consumed Engar. A bit frightening, I think, but a fine painting nonetheless. Tell me about the surface of Thalassia. Thalassia is a sea in which the river Oceanus, which winds through most all the plains of Elysium, begins and ends. The piece was painted by one of the many island's inhabitants. Well, it's a bit boring compared to the rest of what you have. The library. I know very little about this piece. It simply arrived on the doorstep of my galleria one day, swathed in black cloth and labeled "From the Citadel." One knowledgeable patron hypothesized that it might be some great sorcerer's fortress suspended within a demi-plane of their own creation. The Folly of Udo. This painting illustrates one of the legends of the prime world Goha. Udo was a wizard king of such skill and power that he set to casting a spell that would turn himself into a power, and the people of his great nation to divine servants. Does she mean a power in like the angel sense? I'm guessing. With the spell's completion, lightning crashed down around Udo's palace, setting it ablaze, and before the thunder died away, the city was empty, not a living thing to be found. Over 70,000 people vanished without a trace and a heartbeat. No one knows the fate of Udo or his people. How about Vale beneath Clengeddon? Bullbog Stone Nose sold this painting to me. It is a field beneath Mount Clengeddon, the home of the dwarf Einherjar, spirits of the upper planes who serve as guardians or warriors in the plain of Arcadia. Alright, Grey. Oh, we'll ask about that one last. Wave Motion Study number 7. A young man whose name I do not know sold me this piece. It was one of several he had, but the others already had owners, or so he said. I'd still like to possess the entire collection, but alas, it oft seems some things are not meant to be. Moments glance from the walls of Makhma. Makhma is a Githzerai fortress which floats in the plain of Limbo. I wonder if I can ask Dakon about it. The moment's glance is painted by the chaos scholar Dai, who remembers everything she sees with perfect clarity when she's not stricken with madness. Same. Alright, tell me about the Grey Hag of Oinos, our last one. This is said to be a portrait of Ravel Puzzlewell, very likely the most evil hag ever to have terrorized the Grey Waste and beyond. What do you know of Ravel Puzzlewell? She's a night hag, one of the eldest Grey sisters of the Wastes, who came to Sigil many centuries ago to pursue arcane experiments. It was believed that these experiments were against the lady's will, and that Ravel was thus banished from Sigil, imprisoned within one of the lady's mazes on the ethereal, where her body rests to this very day. Ravel was said to have been a master of riddles and puzzles, but there's really one riddle. One question in particular was said to have plagued the ancient night hag. What can change the nature of a man? She issued a challenge to any who were interested. She promised to instruct any who came to her in her craft, if they could only answer the question to her satisfaction. If they could not, they consented to her next meal. Did we already read this? Many died coveting Ravel's teachings. It believes that until her final hours in Sigil, Ravel never discovered the answer to her question. Ravel's crime is believed to be some means of trying to shatter the cage, trying to crack open Sigil itself for some unknown reason. That is all I know of her. Well, that was fun. I liked perusing the gallery. That was a nice 10 minutes gone. So, for finding Echo's voice, actually, I want to talk to someone who I don't even know where they are. Not the mime. But anyways, I'm guessing if you need like a thing, you can usually find it in the curiosity shop. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if a few of the things like we need to do could be solved by buying things. So let's talk to Vriska again. Let's go through everything and like think carefully, could it actually be used for anything? Ho 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 ho. I like how they explain it. Okay, very first thing, Fiend's Tongue. I'll reread it for emphasis. This is a Fiend's Tongue, a Cornigon's, I think, but who really knows? It's said that placed into the mouth of any living thing, it will give the ability of speech, even if there was none before. I'm selling this oddity for only 66 coppers should you want it. I do want it. Yes, a wise choice. Please enjoy your newest acquisitions. I'm knowing more about this game. I feel like these all could potentially do something. I want to look at them all. I say, looking at the very next item, Gorgon Salve. I traded for this some sword-swinging prime wonder, Perseus I think was his name. Smeared onto the surface of any being turned to stone, it will revert them to flesh. Only 100 copper commons. That's going to be used for the guy in the art gallery. So, alright, we'll hell on that for now. Metallic cube figurine. Doesn't give you the option to buy it. Because I don't have enough money. We'll have to work on that here. Monster jug, I don't see any use for, potentially. Baby oil. That one you actually don't have the option to buy. Codex of the Inconceivable. I kind of want to get it, but it's expensive. So we'll hold off for now. I think this will be like some buff you'll get by reading it. Okay, we can get Angel Tears. I don't have use for them at the moment. Elixir of Horrific Separation. Another thing that could potentially be useful, I don't see a use for now. I don't know what the lens would do. Harvey's Ring. I'm guessing that probably helps you with like stealth. Ragdoll. It's replica. It's a voodoo doll for the Lady of Pain somehow. My wild guess would be at some point you gotta like attract the attention of the Lady of Pain, and you're probably gonna do it with that thing. Which excited for that to happen. Probably don't want to do it yet though. Especially when there's still quests to do. Let's talk to old poet is who I wanted to talk to here. To test out. Okay, we can only choose to heckle him, which is mean. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not a mean person. Apparently. Also, some of these people, Salabesh the Onyx, let's talk to you. You sound like a fun person to talk to. This tall, thin man dressed in heavy crimson robes has sharp, pinched features. He bows regally as you approach him. I am Salabesh, often called Salabesh the Onyx, future mage tutor for the Civic Fest Hall. You have business with me, I take it? No, just some questions. About what, Not the war and the like, I hope. Plenty of more common folk could answer such questions, and I just as soon direct you to one of them. Why are you called the Onyx? A long tale, which I'll shorten to save my breath. In my youth, I was once called Salabeth the Golden, for I was said to have a heart of gold. Small, hard, and yellow. That's a good, I should use that, it's a good line. Well, I curse a fool who started that so he could only speak from his arse and defecate through his mouth. The Onyx appellation, along the same lines as the Golden, though admittedly somewhat less clever, soon followed. In any case, I'm a much kinder fellow now. Far less prone to laying curses and the like. I'm not certain if I deserve the name any longer. Yeah, what's with the curse? Oh yes, you heard it right. Sort of thing is why I'm known as the Master of Curses, you know. What do you mean by the future mage tutor of the Fast Hall?
Updated my journal.
It's a prestigious position to be an official tutor in one of the Fast Hall's training chambers. It's my intention to one day take the position of Mage's tutor, but the title's currently in the position of the Lady Thorncombe. If I could somehow prove I'm a superior tutor, I'd be a superior tutor. And that's all you gotta say. What about, Sir Harva? I didn't get enough time to read your name, my man. And your buds are in the way. There we go. Sir Harva Vjul. You got a cool name, but it's hard to read. The smell of alcohol wafts heavily from this young woman, and despite her dark skin, you can see that her face, beautiful but cruel looking, is flushed. She is slender but well-muscled, adorned in exotic jewelry and translucent silk clothing. Numerous scars crisscross her thighs and forearms. They appear to be from battle wounds. Greetings? Well, what do we have here? A little tiefling gutter queen come crawling out of the hive. Oh, she's racist. You lost, little tiefling. Oh, look, has a tail. How cute. Now, Fiend King, don't do that. Careful now, I'll remove that tail from yours and feed it to my dogs. I go, Anna. She isn't worth the trouble. You have a sharp tongue on you, wee lass, says Anna. I wonder how sweet your tacky jewels and harlot's clothes will look on you when you're dead in the street. Anna, hold on. You filthy spawn of the lower plains. A bitch bastard that not even a Tanari would keep in his pen. I don't want to be violent. Let's call for the guards. You fool, are you mad? The guards never take your word over mine. You're obviously drunk, and those scars of yours mark you as a fighting sort. I think they just might. Let us drop the whole matter then, and be on our separate ways. Agreed. Farewell. Alright, well, let's not talk to her ever again. And on that note, let's call it here. Next time we'll give Anna a tongue, which is going to be pretty cool. And, yeah, today was kind of just like a chill day the most part, except for when we experienced racism right at the very end. But, that's fine. That's how it goes sometimes. Not complaining, really. Next time will probably be a more plot-heavy video, though. But, we'll have to wait for that. And as always, thank you for watching.